Good evening, everyone. Myself Manoj. I am from C section. We are going to give a presentation about IPL T20 database system of DBMS project. I am going to explain the introduction of this topic. Let's begin. The Indian Premier League is one of the most popular and commercially successful T20 cricket league in the world, which is the vast amount of data, including matches, teams, players, venues, scores, and statistics. Managing and analyzing this information requires an efficient and well structured database system. This project focuses on designing a comprehensive database for the IPL. It aims to organize and manage key data entities such as teams and players, matches and results, venues and schedules, player statistics and awards. By building this IPL database, we enable better data retrieval, performance analysis, and decision making. For stakeholders like analysts, commenters, fans, and managing teams, this presentation walks you through the conceptual schema, logical design, and real world application of our database system. And now my friend is going to explain the ER representation of this topic.
Good evening, everyone. Myself Navin. I am presenting ER diagram of IPL. Here we have entities like team, players, coach, match, action, and stadium and performance, and etc. In team, we have attributes team ID, team name, city, and logo. And players, we have players name, players ID, and performance, and etc. And we have in coach ID, coach name, and specialization. And we have stadium ID, name, location. And action, we have action ID, name, price, team ID, players ID. And we have also relationship like 1:1, 1:many, and many is to one. In players, we have players ID, name, role, nationality, age, team ID. In players ID, we use primary key. In team ID, name, owner, coach. Team ID as a primary key. In match ID, date, team ID 2, and stadium ID. Match ID is a primary key. And stadium. In stadium ID is a primary key and name, city, capacity. In action ID, players ID, team ID, amount, year. Action ID is a primary key. And performance, match ID, player ID, runs, wicket. Your match ID is a foreign key and player ID also foreign key. That is, player belongs to one team per season. This is many to one. Team plays many matches. It is once to many. Matches occurs in one stadium, many to one. Players performance in matches, many to many. Action involves player and team, many to many with attributes. Thank you.
Good evening, everybody. I telling about the whatever this queries. So we use the detail and YAML commands for the creation and insertion of the IPL database system values, and we use detail command for creation tables, and we use the YAML command for the insertion of the tuples or values. So initially we create the database that schema name is IPL system, and we use it. Uh, we create the tables like team and players, stadium and match and action performance. So we define the attributes in that team ID, like team ID is integer. So we give the int and primary key. Primary key is for the that uniqueness, and it is not same values cannot be repeated in the same table. And name, owner, coach for the team, and we define the that data name varchar. Varchar it consists about 4,000, and it is for the string or character values. For the players, player ID int, and it is a unique primary key. Then name, role, nationality, age, and team ID. Here team ID is foreign key. We use foreign key for the build the relationship between tables, and create the stable, and for the stadium, and a stadium ID enter primary key, because every stadium has a unique ID. So stadium name, stadium in which city, and it consists how many. capacity, and for match ID is unique to and which year. Foreign key, then player ID is foreign key and it refers table player. And this foreign key team ID refers a team and the performance and means performance of the player. So match ID, player int, and how much he score runs, and how much he take wickets. And here primary keys are match ID and player ID because they are unique to. And foreign key match ID is foreign key and it refers a table match, and player ID it refers player.
Myself, Nandish. Today I'm going to explain about the insertion of data to the database. My friend created the tables. I am going to explain the database with inserting five tuples. In table for table team, we inserted five tuples with the team name and its owner and team ID. For the player, we player name, player ID, and a role of the player and the country, etc. For stadium, in stadium also we inserted a stadium ID and the name of the stadium, the place of where stadium is located, and the capacity. For the match, uh, in match table we inserted a match ID, date conducted, and teams IDs. In the auction table, we inserted a, team ID, auction ID, player ID, amount, and year. Similarly, performance, we inserted match ID, player ID, runs, wickets. Table team, the team ID is the primary key, which is referenced to the match table with team ID, referencing the match column team ID. The team in the team table, we team ID is the primary key in which is referenced to match table. For players, because teams played between match in coach table, coach ID is the primary key, which is referenced to team. In a table stadium ID is the primary key, which is match reference matched to match table. In performance table, performance ID is matched with match table. Season ID is matched with match table. Stadium table, we have stadium ID as a primary key. In action table, we have action ID and player ID and team ID as a primary key and foreign key respectively. In performance table, match ID is a primary foreign key and player ID is a foreign key, which is reference to the player table. The stadium in the stadium table, the stadium ID is the primary key, which is referenced by a match table. In match table, match ID is a primary key, which is referenced by the performance table. In the team ID is referenced by uh, player ID. Thank you.
Yeah, I'm going to tell the conclusion of this topic. The IPL database project demonstrates the importance of structured data management in modern sports. Through the design of efficient tablets and relationships, we can store and retrieve detailed match and player information, support complex queries and statistical analysis, enhance fan engagement through data driven insights, provide a foundation for advanced application like fantasy leagues, performance tracking, and predictive analysis. In conclusion, a well-designed database system not only simplifies data handling but also plays key role in strategic decision making and enhancing the overall IPL experience of all the stakeholders. Thank you.